Hello everyone, this is Dartt, and I don't know about the rest of you, but I've been excited and trying my best to follow Blizzcon, so I wanted to take some time and share some information. There were a lot of announcements made, and game director Ian Hazzikostas had quite a bit to say during the Warcraft Legion What's Next panel. There's a ton of stuff to talk about, so let's dive right in. To start off with, he talked about small, medium, and large patch sizes, Blizzard's patch philosophy, and the importance of getting the content to the player base. He stressed wanting to deliver a steady stream of content without overwhelming players. Also, that World of Warcraft was to be a living world where there was always something to look forward to. He rolled directly into the announcement of patch 7.1.5 and what's going to be in it. First of all, Miss of Panderia Timewalking, Temple of the Jade Serpent, Storm Stout Brewery, Shadowpan Monastery, Gate of the Setting Sun, Mogushan Palace, and Siege of Nuzhou Temple will be added to Timewalking with a new vendor, toys, and other things to chase after. Next, the return of the Brawlers Guild. It's being updated and renovated. There will be dozens of new bosses along with all the old ones. Also, there's going to be a new type of battle. There will be what he called rumbles. Randomly, someone who's queued will launch a raid level event that pulls in everyone inside the Brawlers Guild with shared rewards. There'll be a new currency, Brawlers Gold. It'll unlock shared benefits like a local graveyard that everyone can take advantage of, something that will allow you to make predictions on who will win. There's going to be a lot of new rewards. Shirts. Lots of shirts. Tons of shirts. And a basilisk mount. They showed a brief video clip of the new Brawlers Guild in Orgrimmar, and it looked amazing. A couple of things I noticed were a Triceratops dinosaur opponent and some sort of Pac-Man layout to the battle area. I'm very much looking forward to this. Getting destroyed by Hexos again, not so much. Yeah, I really need to beat that fight. Moving on. Micro-holidays were discussed. They would work like holidays, but be smaller in terms of time and scope. This is another of those things that Ian discussed as contributing to the feel of a living world. Some examples Ian gave were on January 22nd every year. There will be Encourage Remembrance Day. Alliance and Horde will be able to go to Silithus and celebrate by collecting and turning in materials on behalf of their faction. Whichever faction turns in the most in the entirety of their region, that faction will have their banner flown over the battlements of Encourage for the next year, until the next Encourage Remembrance Day. There won't be power rewards for this, no mounts, no pets, nothing like that. Nothing that'll irritate you if you miss it. It's just something fun to do and participate in. Next, Volunteer Guard Day. A day to show appreciation for your faction capital's guards. You'll be able to salute a guard, take on their appearance, and take their place for a while and patrol the city, keeping it safe from threats to the Alliance or the Horde. The hatching of the Hippogriffs. In Feralis, on one day out of the year, the Freyfeather Hippogriffs hatch and fly out to sea. If you're there, you can obtain a Pepe-style baby hippogriff to tag along with you. Not a mount or a battle pet for your collection, just something neat and different. Boat Day in Thousand Needles. Just something to de-stress, kick back, and relax. And there'll be a lot more of these to come. Next up, Blade's Edge Arena gets an update. In 7.1, the Grand Arena got a makeover, new art and visuals. And having seen the original arena skin and video clip for the new Blade's Edge, all I have to say is wow. Also, they'll be adding in a voiceover announcer to call out the action, and they may expand that to other arenas if it's well received. Class updates. Ian has said he's tired of underpowered talents not being considered by theory crafting sites like Icy Veins, and that the ones that are heavily favored should be incorporated into the class with something else taking their place. The idea being to increase talent diversity. Secondary stats. There is a concern that just because something has a higher item level, its secondary stats preclude it from being a desirable piece of gear. And this is something that hits particularly close to home for me. On one of my more recent raids, I was awarded an item that helped improve my lowest item level piece of gear by 15 points. It was an item level 865. I was wearing an item level 850 legs. But the item itself was actually best in slot for one of our raid's shamans, and actually a slight downgrade due to stat weights for me. So I tried opening a ticket to get this transferred to him, and it was just to no avail. So I'll be very happy to see secondary stats tuned to be a little less important. That was just very embarrassing. They want to improve the overall feel of the classes. It sounds vague, but they want to improve class and spec rotations, make gameplay smoother and more pleasant. Finally, they want to add or return utility. For example, hunter traps. Marksman and Beastmaster hunters will be getting traps back. Ian acknowledges that spec identity in some cases took a front seat to class identity. Shroud of Concealment for rogues was also discussed, so you rogues, you'll be getting that back. When? This goes up on the PTR right after BlizzCon. Patch 7.2, Tomb of Sargeras. We will be returning to the Broken Shore, where the Alliance and the Horde failed, where our leaders died, and this will continue the Class Order campaign. A new faction called the Armies of Legionfall will be created with the player as one of its leaders. This army will consist of all the class orders descending on the Tomb of Sargeras after gaining artifact weapons and legendary items. The Alliance and Horde may not be able to put aside their differences, but these class orders can and will. There'll be new world quests. These will be both around the map and in Broken Shores. These will help drive the story, and there'll be class-focused world quests. There was a brief 45-second video clip of the new Broken Shore that showed players fighting demons, Nagas roaming around, highborn elven ghosts, a snarling pit lord, and a dreadlord transformed demon hunter that finally shifted towards what appeared to be a raid entrance. This is going to be reminiscent of Isle of Keldanos and the assault on Sunwell, or the Battle of Icecrown leading into Icecrown Citadel. There'll be player construction choices that'll force you to decide where to focus the campaign. The Legion will be counterattacking Broken Isle zones, and these will just be assaulted. World quests will be temporarily removed from an area like Stormheim or Azuna, and the invasion will take over. Though the invasion will still count towards world quest totals. So there's that. Also, there'll be a new 3-person scenario to take down the Legion airships spearheading the invasion. In 7.2, you'll be able to finally unlock and use flying mounts. And what's better than that? Sit down, if you're not. There'll be a brand new class-specific flying mount for everyone. They showed all of them, and they look amazing. Druids, don't be scared. You'll love this, I promise. Druids, you get your own flight form. New raid zone, Tomb of Sargeras. Following Nighthold, where we received the Eye of Amon Thul, will be the Tomb of Sargeras. Formerly a temple of a loon before it fell under the Legion's corruption. This will be a 9-boss raid, and after descending into the depths of this place, we will use the Pillars of Corruption to stop the Legion's invasion. The Tomb of Sargeras looks to be huge, massive. There'll be a main temple, a cavern area filled with Nagas, and below that, the area where Aegwynn fought the Avatar of Sargeras, where we'll ultimately have to use the Pillars. To get there, we'll have to fight through bosses, including one that resembles a cross between a Pit Lord and an Infernal. Also, spoiler alert here, if you don't want this ruined, stop the video here. Okay, if you're still here, the Avatar of Sargeras and Kil'jaeden himself. New dungeon. Cathedral of Eternal Night. This is a 4-boss dungeon. The objective will be to use the Aegis of Agrimar to open the way for the raid instance. This instance will be available on Heroic, Mythic, and Mythic Plus difficulty. It'll be halls ascending upward past statuary dedicated to a loon and a hanging garden. There'll be a Felltree boss, a new Moarg Brute-style boss, and 2 others that weren't even shown. PvP. In 7.2, there'll be PvP brawls. This has been inspired by Blizzard Games' brawl modes. They'll be on a weekly event structure. They're meant to add variation to casual battleground gameplay. Kind of a fun experiment with new ideas. They had lots of these featured in their video. South Shore versus Terran Mill. It will be a thing. Instacap Warsong Gulch. Packed House. Sort of a 15 versus 15 arena battle. Gravity Lapse. A variation on Eye of the Storm. Winter Arathi Basin. Basically, Arathi Basin under whiteout blizzard conditions. There'll be very low visibility. Eye of the Horn. The Stormheim Mount PvP in Eye of the Storm. Just fun PvP stuff coming. Artifact updates. There'll be new artifact traits. A new golden trait, a new 3-pointer, and a utility trait. Also, you'll be able to put a 4th point into your 3-point traits, totaling 15 new artifact trait points. Also, there will be new artifact knowledge levels. In 7.1.5, there will be a mechanic to allow you to be able to purchase artifact knowledge levels directly for Order Hall resources to serve as a catch-up mechanic for your alts. In 7.2, there will be relics that can modify multiple traits. This will allow you to look for trait combinations that push your artifact weapon to much higher levels of power. There will also be new content to allow you to unlock this. Also, a new appearance for each weapon. A solo skill challenge that you only gain from mastering your spec. This will be the reward for a very difficult challenge. They showed these skins and they are incredible. But they will definitely be a point of prestige. If you can earn these, people will know you can play your class very well. Dungeon updates. The developers are very happy with how well Mythic Plus has been received, so they want to adjust baseline Heroic Mythic difficulty across the board upwards. Mythic Plus will also be increased in difficulty accordingly. Upper and Lower Karazhan. In 7.2, Kara will be broken into 2 split instances so it can serve as a dungeon rather than a 5-man raid. Court of Stars and Archway will also become queuable at the heroic difficulty. New affixes are coming for Mythic Plus as well. When? This goes on the PTR right after 7.1.5, with 7.2.5 to follow. What'll that be? We don't know. But Illidan invading Argus? That's down the road. I want to know what you think. Were you able to attend BlizzCon? Did you see the live stream? What was your reaction? Please leave comments below. Hit that like button if you're like me and pumped about all this. Feel free to share this with anyone you know who plays World of Warcraft and would appreciate the heads up. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Once again, this is Dartt. Good luck and have fun.